welcome to today's story box. I'm Jess from the Bookworm Players, and today we're going to be reading... Let's have a look in our Creative Spaces story bag. Ooh!
Ruby's Worry
By Tom Percival. Now this is a really good book at the moment because with everything that's going on in the world, people might have more worries than usual. Ruby loved being Ruby. She loved to swing up high. Oh, I love to swing up high in the sky. And I like going on slides as well. I think those are both my favourite things in the playground. And she loved to explore wild, faraway places. I like doing that too. Do you like going on adventures and exploring different things? Sometimes she even went all the way to the very bottom of the garden. Ruby was perfectly happy. Look, there she is, exploring all the different things at the bottom of the garden. What do you think you might find? Overgrown plants, creatures, fairies, pixies, animals maybe? But what happened on this one day? Let's see. She discovered a worry. So that's what a worry looks like. I think that's a really good illustration actually. That's a really nice picture because it's a sort of scribble and then it's got furrowed eyebrows like this to show that they're really concerned. It wasn't a very big worry. Is that all right then if it's not a very big worry? Maybe it will go away. Maybe it will leave Ruby alone. She looks very surprised to see it. In fact, it was so small that at first, Ruby hardly noticed it. Look, she's sat on a bench enjoying her ice cream. What flavour do you think that is? I think probably strawberry or raspberry. But then the worry started to grow. Each day it got a little bit bigger. Look, I think it's actually bigger than Ruby here. And she's reading War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy. That is a really, really long book and very advanced. I'm very impressed with Ruby's reading skills. But this worry just wouldn't leave her alone. Look, here she is trying to play. She's made a dragon out of the box. She's got a really good imagination, hasn't she? And it was there at breakfast, staring at her over the cereal box. And it was still there at night when she cleaned her teeth. Should we clean our teeth? The funny thing was that no one else could see Ruby's worry, not even her teacher. Look, can you see everyone else having a nice time in class? And Ruby sat right at the back of the room and the worries got even bigger. Ooh! It's right behind her the whole time. So Ruby pretended that she couldn't see it either. Do you think that's a good idea if you have a worry? To just pretend that it doesn't exist? I'm not sure. She tried to carry on as if everything was normal. But it just wasn't. Look, she's gone down to the garden for an adventure, but she's feeling really sad. The worry was always there, stopping her from doing the things she loved. What does she want to do? Yeah, she wants to go on the swing, but the worry is making her not do it. Ruby wondered if the worry would ever go away. What if it didn't? What if it stayed with her forever and got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger? Ruby didn't realise, but she was doing the worst thing you could ever do with a worry. She was worrying about it. So Ruby is worrying about her worry. What do you think you should do if you start worrying about something? Have a think about that and we'll see what Ruby does in the end. Now, the worry was enormous. Wow! He's almost the size of a house. It could barely fit in the kitchen at tea time. It filled up the top half of the school bus. Oh my goodness. There'll be no room for anyone else. And it took up whole rows at the cinema. The worry became the only thing that Ruby could think about, and it seemed like she would never be happy again. Oh, I feel awful for Ruby. I wish there was something that we could do to help. Then, one day, something unexpected happened. Ruby noticed a boy sitting alone at the park. He looked how she felt. How does she feel, and what do you think he's feeling? Sad, yeah. And then she noticed something else, something hovering next to him. Could it be a worry? Yes, look, and it's very similar to her worry. It was. Ruby realised that she wasn't the only person with a worry after all. Other people had them too. Well, I have worries all the time, I bet you do. She asked the boy what was on his mind, and as he told her, the strangest thing happened. His worry began to shrink. Then Ruby did the best thing you can ever do if you have a worry. She talked about it. As the words tumbled out, Ruby's worry began to shrink until it was barely there at all. And soon, both of their worries had gone. Look, she's talking so much that instead of those worries being there and the scribbles on the pages, now there's beautiful rainbows and stars. I think they're much happier now, aren't they? Finally, Ruby felt like herself again. Of course, that wasn't the last time that she ever had a worry. Everyone gets them from time to time. But now that she knew how to get rid of them, they never hung around for long. Pop! And there's her worry, all gone. So if you ever have a worry, why don't you speak to a friend or speak to a grown-up? Because just like Ruby, I'm sure you'll feel much better if you share it. Thank you for listening, everyone. Now, why not do something creative with your time? You could talk about your worries. You could write down a list of your worries. You could see if some of your friends have the same worries as you, because that always makes me feel better when I know other people are worried about the same sort of things. Or you could dress up. You could make a dragon out of cardboard, just like Ruby did. You can do some colouring. You can write your own story. You could blow some bubbles, play hide and seek, play some games, or sing a song. Anything you want to do to make yourself feel happy. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.